Hi everyone. In daily life, toxic people can appear anywhere, at work, among friends, sometimes even within family. But smart people do not allow someone's bad behavior to turn them into someone they are not. They continue to be kind but firm, gentle but strong. They do not change their good nature just because someone else chooses negativity. They know that maintaining their character is more important than winning an argument. Smart people also realize that sometimes the best response is distance. My name is Muniba Mazari, and I am motivational speaker. If you like this content, then you can appreciate me by like, subscribe, and comments. Now, move on to topic. In life, you will not always meet kind hearts and pure souls. You will encounter people who bring negativity, who try to drain your energy, who question your worth, and sometimes even make you doubt yourself. But smart people know something very important. Not every battle is worth fighting. When a toxic person tries to pull you into their storm, a smart person doesn't fight back with anger. They don't shout louder. They don't try to prove anything. They simply stay calm, stay quiet, and protect their peace. It is easy to react. It is natural to want to defend yourself. It is human to want to scream back when someone throws harsh words at you. But real strength is not in loudness. Real strength is in silence. Real strength is in controlling your reaction. Imagine standing in a room full of noise, and instead of adding to the chaos, you simply walk out, closing the door behind you. That is power. That is wisdom. And that is what smart people do when they face toxic behavior. Responding with silence doesn't mean you are weak. It doesn't mean you accept the disrespect. It means you value your peace more than temporary satisfaction. It means you understand that toxic people thrive on your reaction. They want your anger because your anger feeds their own emptiness. But when you refuse to give them what they want, you take away their power. When you stay calm, you show them and yourself that you are bigger than the storm they are trying to create. Sometimes the best response is no response. Not because you are afraid to speak, but because you have nothing to prove. You know your worth. You know your truth. You know who you are, and no toxic word can change that. Smart people realize that arguing with a toxic person is like trying to clean dirt with more dirt. It only makes the mess bigger. So instead, they choose the higher road. They stay quiet. They walk away. They protect their heart. Think about the river. The river does not stop flowing because of a few rocks in its way. It simply flows around them, continuing on its journey. Smart people are like that river. They don't let small minds stop their big dreams. They don't let bitter hearts poison their own. They stay focused. They stay kind. And most importantly, they stay true to themselves. There will be times when silence feels heavy, when you will want to shout, to cry, to explain. But remember, silence is not emptiness. It is full of strength. It is full of wisdom. It says everything words could never say. Your silence will protect your dignity. Your silence will protect your dreams. Your silence will save your soul from drowning in someone else's negativity. You are not made to fight every battle. You are made for bigger things. Your energy is too precious to waste on people who cannot see your light. Smart people know that true revenge is success. True revenge is inner peace. True revenge is a life so beautiful that toxic people cannot touch it. In the end, people will remember your silence more than they will remember your shouting. They will remember your calmness more than they will remember your anger. Because silence, when used wisely, speaks the loudest truth. It shows that you are in control, not of them, but of yourself. And there is no power greater than mastering your own reaction. One of the greatest lessons smart people learn early in life is to set boundaries. Not walls, not cages. but healthy, strong boundaries. Because not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves access to your mind, your energy, your heart. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. Boundaries are about protecting the beautiful garden inside you from being destroyed by those who don't know how to treat it. Toxic people are like storms. If you leave all your windows open, they will come in and destroy everything you've built. But if you know how to close your windows, lock your doors, and protect your space, the storm can rage outside, but it can never touch what is sacred inside. This is what setting boundaries looks like. It is the quiet courage to say, this is how far you can come, and no further. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be cruel, you just have to be clear. Smart people understand that if you don't set boundaries, people will walk over you, not because they are evil, but because you gave them the permission to do so. When you teach people how to treat you, you teach them your worth. You show them that you respect yourself, and in turn, they'll learn to either respect you or stay away. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is self-care. It is self-respect. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be kind to the world if you allow yourself to be broken again and again by people who don't even value your presence. Protecting your peace, protecting your time, protecting your emotions, these are acts of wisdom, not acts of cruelty. Sometimes setting boundaries looks like saying no when you usually say yes. Sometimes it looks like walking away from conversations that drain your soul. Sometimes it looks like choosing silence instead of explaining yourself again and again to someone who doesn't even want to understand. And sometimes it looks like simply loving yourself enough to choose peace over chaos. It takes strength to build boundaries. It takes even more strength to maintain them, because people will test them. Toxic people will try to guilt trip you, manipulate you, make you feel like you are wrong for protecting yourself. But smart people know the truth. Anyone who gets upset when you set a boundary was only benefiting from you not having one. You are not here to be a punching bag for someone else's anger. You are not here to be a dumping ground for someone else's insecurities. You are here to shine. You are here to love. You are here to live fully and beautifully. And to do that, you must first protect your light. Boundaries are how you tell the world, I know my value, I know what I deserve, I know what I will allow and what I will not. Boundaries are not about hating others, they are about loving yourself enough to walk away from what harms you, even if it comes disguised as love, friendship, or loyalty. Smart people do not allow toxic energy to steal their joy. They build fences of kindness, doors of wisdom, and windows of compassion. They allow the right people in and keep the wrong ones out. They understand that peace is not something you find outside. It is something you build inside. And boundaries are the bricks that hold that beautiful home together. One of the smartest things you can do when facing toxic people is to master the art of staying calm. Toxic people thrive on reaction. They feed off drama, anger, and chaos. The more you react, the more powerful they feel. But when you stay calm, when you respond instead of react, you take away all their power. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is strength under control. It is the quiet confidence that says, I will not let your behavior dictate my peace. Smart people understand that reacting in anger only invites more negativity. They know that losing their temper doesn't hurt the toxic person. It hurts them. So they choose to breathe. They choose to pause. They choose to rise above. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. When you smile, the reflection smiles back. When you frown, it frowns back. Toxic people are like broken mirrors. They adjust themselves and move on. They don't shout at their reflection. they change the angle of their own light. When someone tries to provoke you, understand that it's not about you, it's about them. Their anger, their jealousy, their bitterness, it all belongs to them. You don't have to carry it. You don't have to catch the ball of anger they are throwing at you. You can simply step aside and let it pass. Staying calm doesn't mean you agree with the toxic person. It doesn't mean you are letting them win. It means you value your peace more than you value winning a useless argument. It means you have matured enough to know that every battle is not worth fighting. Some battles are won simply by not showing up. There will be moments when your heart will want to scream, when your pride will want to respond sharply. But in those moments, remember, silence is powerful. A calm smile is powerful. Walking away with dignity is powerful. Smart people know that their energy is too precious to waste on proving a point to someone committed to misunderstanding them. Every time you stay calm, you are telling yourself, I respect myself too much to be dragged into chaos. You are protecting your energy, your mental health, your emotional well-being, and trust me, that is a battle worth winning every single day. In a world that often teaches us to shout louder to be heard, staying calm is an act of rebellion. It's a reminder that true strength doesn't shout, it whispers. True power doesn't dominate, it stands firm. True wisdom doesn't argue, it understands and moves forward. So the next time a toxic person tries to pull you into their